Why they're doing that? Well, because some ordinary people get swept up into it. They lose their assets, they lose their businesses. It doesn't affect the super rich, they get out of it. We're talking middle America that gets hit. Joining us now, Congressman Roger Williams, Republican from Texas. Sir, you have a personal story about the estate tax. Will you take it through us, please?
Well, I do, Stuart. My father started our business in 1939, a small business. I lost both my parents in the late 80s, and I was the only heir of the business. Shortly after they passed away, the IRS was in my office saying, "Here's your tax bill," and it was a sizable bill. I didn't have the ability to pay it. I had to consider actually taking bankruptcy in a business that employed 400 people and was profitable. Fortunately, I was able to sit down and work a situation out where I paid my taxes over a 20-year period. You know, is money that could have gone to start another business, money could have gone to help people reach some of their goals, and then, of course, has gone into a government $18 trillion debt.
That's the big objection to the estate tax, isn't it? That it sweeps in like farms and small businesses which have been built up over a lifetime, and they get hit with the estate tax, and that's just not right. You're a sponsor of this bill, I think.
Well, I am, and I was very anxious to sponsor it because traditionally it's always been a money grab, and it's double taxation, and you're pulling money out of the private sector, you're pulling capital out of the private sector that could go back in to create jobs, and like I say, goes in the federal government that we don't know where it's gone.
But you know that President Obama will veto this. I'm pretty sure he would, wouldn't he?
Well, I'm sure that I can't speak for the president, but I know he's spoken against it. But I think it was the right thing and a good thing to get it out of the House yesterday. I think it'll pass in the Senate. And let's see what President Obama thinks about it.
I think in principle, most people would agree with you. However, in practice, I don't think we're ever going to see the estate tax go away. A, President Obama will veto it, and B, if you did get rid of it at the federal level, the states would simply introduce their own much higher estate tax. I don't think it's ever going to go away. Would you agree with me on that?
Well, I don't know if that's correct. I know here in Texas we don't have the tax, and we get along just fine. So I don't know, but the fact of the matter is it is double taxation, as I said. And, you know, a lot of the Democrats will say it's a small amount of the population, but it doesn't matter if it's one person or a million people. It's just wrong, and it's capital that could go into our economy to help create jobs. It's a job destroyer.
The rich don't pay anyway. I mean, the rich are surrounded by lawyers who will get them out of this tax. I mean, unless they die at a very early age, intestate, as they say. But there's an army of lawyers to protect the wealthy people in this country.
Well, there's countless number of stories just like mine, from family farms to small businesses. And if you remember back in 2011, that was the year that you could die and not pay any estate taxes. And one of the famous stories is, of course, George Steinbrenner, the great Yankee owner, passed away in 2011, and no telling what good that money has done to help people that would have gone to the federal government otherwise.
Well said, Congressman Patrick Morrisey. Congressman Roger Williams. We appreciate you being with us, sir. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you, Stuart. Appreciate you.
Charlie Kirk, young man, what do you think about doing it with you? You've got a long way to go.